Shri Ram Ram Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tatulyam Rama Nama Varaname Shri Ram Ram Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tatulyam Rama Nama Varaname Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwarah Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Om Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om. Pranams to the lotus feet of the Lord, pranams to all the Mahatmas and Gurujis, pranams to all of you. Shloka number 62. Trisama Sama Hasama Nirvanam Bheshajam Bishake Sanyasakritchamashanto Nishtha Shanti Parayanam. Trisama Sama Hasama Nirvanam Bheshajam Bishake Sanyasakritchamashanto Nishtha Shanti Parayanam. The last class, we were seeing this particular shloka and we saw the first three of them, Trisama, Samagaha, Samaha. These three are one group. That's what we told. Why? Because the one who is praised by the threefold Samas, that is Trisama, Samagaha, one who sings the Samam, and Samaha, one who is in the form of Sama. So we call it as a triad. Okay, so everything is Bhagavan is what? One who is doing the action, the instrument, the karanam, and the beneficiary, everything is Bhagavan. So everything is Bhagavan. So one who is praised by the threefold Samas is Bhagavan, and one who is singing the Sama is also Bhagavan. Why is one who is in the form of Sama Veda also is Bhagavan? So he can correspond to Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavihi, Brahmagno, Brahmanahudam, Brahmaiva Tena Gandavyam, Brahma Karma Samadhina. Everything Sarvam Brahmamayam Jagat. By these three. The remaining namas of this particular shloka are also well connected, which I said in the last class. I will explain in the after completing the remaining namas. Of course, we have done up to certain namas. The remaining one we have seen. Nirvanam. Nirvanam means one in the form of moksha, we have seen. Then we have seen Beshajam, the medicine. Then Bishak. Bishak means one who is the physician. Then Sanyasakrit, one who has instituted the sannyasa. That also we have seen. And Shamaha, one who ordains the control of the mind. That also we have seen. Then Shantaha, one who is tranquil. Up to this we have seen. So we need to see three more namas here, and then I will explain the connection also. We have to see three more nama, Nishta, Shantihi, and Parayana. So let us go to word Nishta. Nishta means the residing place. Residing place. The state of staying continuously with something or abode in which one can stay continuously is called Nishta. So, sannyasa gives jnana nishta, the ability to stay with the knowledge without any vagueness, ambiguity, or confusion. When I told sannyasa in the last class, I clearly told the internal sannyasam is more important than the external sannyasa. External vesha, the akarob, is only an option. But internal sannyasa is absolutely compulsory. There have been quite a lot of Grihastha Jnanis. Take Vyasacharya, whom we are praying, Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya, Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave, Mahagrihastha. What else you want the proof? So there are a lot of Grihasthas who are Mahajnanis, and we call him as a Veda Vyasa, that too. So it is the Sannyasa Bhavam which is very, very important. So you have to understand. So he is the one who is the ability to stay put in the knowledge of what Sarvam Brahmamaya Jyate Aham Brahmasmi, that without any vagueness or ambiguity or confusion, you are able to stay put in the knowledge. What is the knowledge? Aham Brahmasmi. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan atmanye atmana tushtaha sthita prajñas tadochyate. Bhagavan says beautifully in Gita. So he is there. So he is the Nishta also because this is where all the beings reside at the time of Pralaya. Another way of putting it across. He is the Nishta also because he is the everybody's abode is at the time of Pralaya is into Bhagavan. Everybody merge with Bhagavan at the time of Pralaya. So Nishta is the residing place. Then Shantihi, one who is in the form of peace. Shantihi means one who is in the form of peace. Being Brahman, who is beyond all avidya, he is of the nature of Shanti, the peace. When all the avidya is gone, what is there is only Shanti, and that is Parameshwara. So we have to pray for our Shanti, peace, respite from our Adhyatmika, Adi Daivika, Adi Bhautika troubles. Tapatrayam, we said. Adhyatmika means whatever the internal trouble I have got. Adi Daivika means uh, whatever the natural things, like earthquake, calamity, tsunami, like this. Adi Bhautika means the troubles by surrounded by people or other situations. So all the three, if you want to get away from, then you have to seek Bhagavan, then only we'll get the Shanti, because he is the Shanti. But Bhagavan is innately free from these trouble. What? These three tapatrayam. Neither the devatas disturb him, nor the bugs nor the viruses, not even our continuous demands disturb him at all. We go on standing in the queue and asking various things. Bhagavan is never tired. He is not disturbed at all. And he gives whatever people want, he will try to give them as much as possible. And he does not have any adhyatmika trouble. He is never subject to any physical aches or pains, and he is the one of nature of Shanti, hence Shanti. So if we want Shanti, then we have to seek Bhagavan. He is the ultimate. I mean, Swamiji often used to say, from world dependence to God dependence. World dependence to God dependence is the way to go about it. Because our connection with the Lord is what? From for multiple janmas. Anadi kalam, we are having a connection with the Lord. Our connection with this world is only for this janma. So understand. So Shanti, he is in the form of peace. And if we want peace, we have to reach out to Bhagavan. Then Parayanam. Parayanam, the ultimate end. The ultimate end is Parayanam, the greatest and ultimate end to be gained by all. He is an end, gaining which there is no return and nothing further to be gained. There is an alternate reading also, Parayana, which is another meaning is given, that it means he is the one who has the highest abode. That is another one. But primarily we take the meaning of Parayana means he is the ultimate end. Bhagavan says in Gita, Tad buddhaya tadatmanaha tannishtha tat parayana gacchantya punaravrittim jnana nidduta kalmashaha. So you lean towards that Atma, because the Brahman, the Lord, when in the Jiva is called Atma. We call it as a Jivatma, Paramatma, only the divisions is only when the ignorance is there. When the Jiva, Parama division goes away by the Jnanam, only Bhagavan is inside everybody. Bhagavan is only inside everybody, Antaryami, who is enlivening all the Jivas. Kshetrajnam chapimam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. He is the one. So he is the one who has to be discovered, understood, discerned by the systematic study. So he is the ultimate. Parayana means what? Ultimate goal. But Parayana means ultimate goal. Ultimate goal means what? We should either know God or we should know our true self. Both will lead to the answer what? Tatidvamasi. Whether you go through the route of knowing the real nature of Lord or going through the real nature of Jiva. So Jiva and Ishvara at the ultimate, in the original sense, in the original nature is Atma or Chaitanyam or Brahman. At a lower nature, At a lower nature, who is Ishvara? Ishvara Bhagavan is the Maya. Is the Maya Saguna Brahman. That is what we call it as a Ishvara. And that Ishvara is the one we call it as a Bhagavan who is endowed with this Bhagas, which we have seen. And we are all the Jivas who are Alpajna. So Bhagavan is omniscient, Sarvajna, Sarvashaktiman, and we are all Alpajnas. So we are limited people at the transactional level. But when you take the ultimate level, the Jiva, Atma and Paramatma are only the one Atma, which is nothing but the Bhagavad, nothing but the Chaitanyam, the consciousness, the Brahman in the Vedantic language. And in the Puranic language, we call it as Ishvara. So ultimately, the Ishwaratvam is there in every one of us, and we need to achieve or attain this by what? Attaining means not by travel. There's no distance between Lord and ourselves. The distance is a notional distance that can be eliminated only by understanding I am that Atma, I am the Bhagavan. So he is the ultimate Parayana. Now, the connection between these namas. What is the namas? Right from first three one. Trisama, Samagaha, Samaha, one group. They are connected, we have already explained. Then we talk about the remaining one. Nirvanam, Veshajam, Vishaj, Sannyasakrit, Shamaha, Shantihi, Nishta, and Shantaha, Shantihi, and then Parayana. All these things are interconnected. How is it? Let us look at it. Parayanam, that means the ultimate end is, goal is Bhagavan, which is Parayanam. That Parayanam is what? Parayanam is nothing but Nirvanam, which is in the form of moksha, liberation. When you say, I want to reach Bhagavan, that means I want to have moksha. What moksha is nothing but emotionally independent, knowing well, I am of the nature of consciousness principle, Atma. So, what is that? This is the ultimate thing. So, this is the medicine. This is the medicine for what? Now, who is giving it? It is a medicine for what? Our bhavarogam. Because we keep on, we are born and we are dying again and again and taking multiple crores of janma, which is called samsara. For the samsara to go away, to break the cycle of birth and death, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, the only medicine is Bhagavan. That medicine is also Bhagavan. And who is the physician? Bhagavan is the physician. Wow, he is the one who has given the Vedas. And he is the one who has given the Vedas. The Vedas is Bhagavan. The Vedas is Bhagavan. And the Guru is the Bhagavan. And the method of teaching is Bhagavan. And the student is, and you have to learn everything. It's all, he is medicine. So he is the medicine and he is the physician. So what qualification you require? One requires a sannyasa bhava. One requires a sannyasa bhava to get the nirvanam. One you moksha. One the sannyasa bhava is the first one. That is the internal sannyasam. How will internal sannyasam will come? First become a karma yogi. Become a karma yogi, you will get the sannyasa bhavam. Bhagavan says clearly in the 5th chapter of Gita, Nyayasya nitya sannyasi yona dveshtina kamshati. Anashrita karma palam karyam karma karotyeha. He says very clearly. So develop the sannyasa bhava through karma yoga. Then what I said, then you require another qualification, shamaha. That's been samadhi shatka sampattihi. And the one who has to have the control of the mind, that will come under the what? By the upasana yoga. By the upasana yoga, you will get the samadhi shatka sampattihi. Then what happens? Then you will become shantaha. You will become tranquil. Then what happens? Once you become tranquil, then manashanti will come. When mind is calm, then you can enjoy the peace, because mind is only the reflection of the original consciousness. The original consciousness is only reflecting in the mind and enlivening the mind. When the mind is not having any other chattering, what happens? The mind becomes calm. In the calm mind, in the calm, tranquil mind, you can enjoy the peace, shantihi, and that is the ultimate nishta. So you can see the connection. So understand, my goal is moksha. Bhagavan is moksha, And Bhagavan is Bhagavan is the one who is the physician. Bhagavan is the medicine, and Bhagavan is the sannyasa and he is the shamaha who gives you the tranquility of the mind, the control of the mind, sensory restraint, and shamaha damaha. And you will once you go through this whole process of learning, then you will get the shantihi, and you will become shantaha, and you will get shantihi, and you will stay put with Bhagavan. That is a nishtha. So beautiful thing. So it's a connection is all together. So what we are supposed to do from learning from this, if you ever want to have the ultimate permanent peace, you must seek Bhagavan, and we must study the scriptures. Ultimately, we have to study the scriptures systematically. The Vishnu Sahasranamam can be enjoyed by those people who have got at least the basic fundamentals of Bhagavad Gita in the background. I refer the Bhagavad Gita more often. Why? It is for I am addressing primarily to the students who are already have listened to Gita. They can enjoy Vishnu Sahasranamam more. And of course, this may give an interest for others who are still sitting in the fence to go and dip into Gita. That is the purpose of delivering in that focus. Okay, so this is a beautiful Nama, which is up to this. We have seen 62. Now we will go to 63. Let me chant. Shubhanga Shanti Dasrishta Kubudha Kuvalesheha Gohito Gopatir Gopta Vishabaksho Vishapriyaha Shubhanga Shanti Dasrishta Kumuda Kuvalesheha Gohito Gopatir Gopta Vishabaksho Vishapriyaha. 63rd shloka, 586th Nama. Shubhangaha, one who has got a beautiful form. Shubhangaha. This Nama is repeating later at 782. So Shubhangaha means one whose angani, limbs are shubha, auspicious. That is what it means. They do not fail at all. The limbs are as sacred as the person. And if you take the avatara aspect, Shubhanga will apply to Sri Rama, to Sri Krishna. They have got a beautiful form, human forms. Human beings in general do not have a symmetrical limbs. Symmetry of the limbs and face is considered to be a special Samudrika Lakshana that is generally found only in Avatara Purushas. Sri Rama is said to be an Ajanubahu, having long hands, the handsome long arms. The arm will go up to, actually it will go up to knee, it seems, because that is beautifully described in Valmiki Ramayana. And with the tips of the fingers reaching up to the knees. So too Krishna. So, or any limb or part of Parameswara is auspicious. It is complete. Once it is said that Parameshwara is the total, the infinite, then every limb is as complete as everything else. The whole is Parameshwara. The wholeness is there in every limb. And it is not that all the limbs together constitute the wholeness. Like the parts make the whole. No. Bhagavan is nirvikaraha, partless. So every part enjoys the wholeness, the limitlessness. And that is the nature of Atma. And that limbs are, the physical limbs we refer to are just nothing but mithya, apparent. And these limbs do not constitute the wholeness of Ishvara. Because ultimately the Ishvara is formless. For the formless God, we are trying to give a form for our meditation purpose. I talked about it very detailedly in the previous classes. So you have to refer to that. Because it is very difficult for a common person to comprehend the formless God who is all pervading, who is time in space and time, beyond space and time. It is very difficult for a person. So to comprehend that, Bhagavan comes as the form. That is what we call it as a Saguna Ishvara. Saguna means endowed with virtues. Bhagavan. Sakala Kalyana Guna Nilaika. So that's what it says. So he has got all the Kalyana Gunas and that Bhagavan. So every part of Bhagavan is only the representative. It's all Mithya. The Saguna Ishvara is a Mithya, but even then it is useful for meditation purpose. So the wholeness of Ishvara is limitless Ishvara, and all the limbs are apparent. And since they are only name and form, each name and form of Parameshwara is auspicious. So there is no defect in his form. The limbs and parts do not create the whole. The limitless consciousness is the whole, and that is you, and it has limbs which is apparent. So in each limb, the whole is present. So in Upasana, we can visualize any of the angas of the Lord. And for that prayer, the blessing of the Lord will, for that prayer, the blessings of the Lord will be complete. You understand? So that's why we have got the Paduka, we have got the Lord's feet, we put it, then we have got sometime hand, we have got only the Mukham. So we can pray any part of the Lord which is nothing but the wholeness. The part is only for our Upasana purpose and is only a Mitya or apparent. So every Anga is the Shubha Anga. He gives Shubha auspiciousness. That's why that's why we say na charanam, charana kamalayatil arai nimidam. So can you focus half a minute on the feet of the Lord? Hold on to the feet. We say so many things, right? So all these things, what? Shubhanga. Bhagavan's every part is auspicious only. Shubhanga. Then Shantidaha. Shantidaha means one who gives peace. Earlier we saw in the previous shloka, we saw Bhagavan is Shanti. Bhagavan is Shantaha, tranquil, and he is Shantihi. We saw in the previous shloka. So here what he is saying is Shantidaha. He gives us peace. One who gives peace. How? Parameswara is Shubhanga and Shantida. One who gives peace. A peace that is free from all raga dvesha, likes and dislikes and so on. The very thought of Parameshwara will remove one's likes and dislikes, hatred. When one looks at himself or at the creation, there seems to be inadequacies, there seems to be deficiencies. And since nothing is away from Parameshwara, all the inadequacies and deficiencies belong to him alone. But he is the total. From the standpoint, that is, from the standpoint of Parameshwara, there is nothing lacking. And therefore, no room for Raga Dvesha. What does it mean? You see so many inconsistencies, deficiencies in the creation, including ourselves. But all of them are apparent Nitya only. Bhagavan is without any deficiencies. Whatever we are seeing, they are all, whatever the creation, whatever the universe we are experiencing, it has got so many inadequacies. But all those things, how do you describe? From a Vedantic angle, you can look at it as a Mithya. That is one way you can look at it. Mithya means they are all apparent. They are not really true. They are only name and form. Because Sarvam Brahmamayam Jagate, Sarvam Vishnumayam Jagate. So where is the question of this? This is one way you can look at it at the highest level. In the other way you look at it is otherwise what? Is what? Everything is defect is what? Whatever the defect is we see, because this playing field is given by Bhagavan for us to exhaust our punya and papa. So the playing field, this whole universe, the whole earth where we live, see whatever we are seeing is what? That is for all the jivas to exhaust their a part of their punya papa. That is why this playing field is given. So the playing field will be based on the punya papa we have got. For example, if there is a buffalo, that buffalo you go take it to the river and then you bathe it nicely, and it comes back again, it will put the whole mud on it. Or the elephant will do the same thing. So that is what it requests. So if I am born as a buffalo, so to exhaust my prarabdha, what happens? I will not again take the mud and splash on myself. So the entire world, whatever we think which is defective, is not actually a defect. It is not a defect at all. It is not deficient at all. It is not inadequate at all. It is given for us to exhaust our punya and papa. There are good things in the world where you can enjoy them, you can exhaust the punya. There are bad things in the world where you go through it so that you exhaust your papam also by bad experiences. So whenever there are bad experiences, tough experiences. How do we reconcile? Which is beyond my comprehension, where I have not done any part to be played. I did not do anything, but I got corona. What to do? Because now it has become pandemic, has become endemic. They say all those things. So how much ever you try, even it has gone, it has come to even Barack Obama also got corona. So what to do? So big shots are getting it. So what you do is it is endemic. So I have not done anything. So don't ask why me. Instead of asking why me, what you do is you can say that it is one more my prarabdha papa is going away. That way you will get manashantihi. Bhagavan is shantidaha. Shantidaha means he gives the peace. How does he give the peace? He gives peace in two ways. Let me explain it a little bit. This peace and tranquility is characterized by the absence of ragadvesha. Ultimately, the ragadvesha, if you eliminate, it will give you peace. How the ragadvesha comes? Because everything starts from ahankara, the ego identification with this body mind. That leads to mamakara, that me lead to mindness, that leads to desire, which is ragadvesha, either to desire to acquire good things or desire to get away from bad things. That's what is raga and vesha. And that leads to desire is called kamaha, and that leads to actions. Actions is called karma, either to acquire good things or to negate or to get rid of bad things. So we do karma. The karma leads to sukha dukkha anubhava. It also generates punyam and papam. And the punya papam again gives us the rebirth. So there are two ways of getting manashanti. One is a temporary manashanti. Another one is the permanent manashanti. What is the term? Bhagavan gives both. The temporary manashanti is what? By leading a life of dharma. He is going to say, the next Naamas, he is going to emphasize on dharma. By leading a life of dharma and not being adharmic and being dharmic, you get the manashanti by being a karma yogi. So lead a life of dharma and be a karma yogi in your attitude. That means Ishvara Arpanam and Ishvara Prasada and life of contributions. So for actions, I follow dharma. For attitude, I become a karma yogi. This gives you a temporary peace. Brahmanyadaya karmani sangam tyaktva karotiyah lipyate nasapapena padmapatra mivambasa kayena manasa buddhya kevala irindriyevi yogina karma kurvanti sangam tyaktvatma shuddhaye. Then he says yukta karma palam tyaktva shanti maapnoti naishtiki. He says in the 5th chapter of the Gita, he says be a karma yogi, you can get the relative shanti. If you want permanent shanti, what is happening is, then you have to go one step further. From after getting the jnana yogyata, you go to jnana, do a systematic study of the scriptures, shravanam, mananam, nididhyasanam, and then understand, I am none other than Ishvara. Ultimately, I am none other than Ishvara. Bhagavan says, whomsoever is really understanding my true nature, they are not born again. Whomsoever is understanding the true nature are not born again. He says very clearly in the Gita, Janma karmacha me divyam evam yo veti tatvatah tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sorjana. 4th chapter. He says, whomsoever understand by true nature are never born. They get the total shanti. Of course, they get the total shanti here and now as Jivan Mukta, and they are not born again, because that is called Videha Mukti. Videha Mukti. That means you break the cycle of samsara. That means you got the permanent shanti. You merge with the totality. So understand the ultimate shanti is possible by the knowledge. The relative shanti is possible by Sharanagati to the Lord and be a karma yogi. So he is the shanti daha. So it is up to us. It is up to us. If anybody says, I don't have peace, I don't have peace, I'm having everything wealth-wise, I have got everything, children are well settled, husband is reasonably okay, because no wife will give a certification to the good husband, okay? So husband is reasonably okay, even though he is some pranks are there, he is okay. So even then, I am not having nimmadi, the peace. Where should you go? Fall at the feet of Lord. This is the ultimate, because he is a Shantidah. That's what it is. So Shubhangaha, Shantidaha, then Srishta. Srishta means the creator. He is the Srishta, one who has created all beings in the beginning. As he said in the Srishtikarta. Srishtikarta means everything is in the unmanifest conditions, everything comes back. It is not that he created at the beginning, because there is no beginning or end in the creation. Because the creation is a cyclic process. Only actually by saying the word creation or srishti, it's actually it's a misnomer. The correct way is to say is vyaktam from avyaktam. From unmanifest condition, everything come to manifest conditions. But even for colloquial purpose, we use the word srishti. Srishti is nothing but a continuation of the past. So he continues to create, and the creation is a cyclic process. It is not a linear process starting from one line and one end. No, it is a cyclic process. There is no beginning or end. So he is a Srishta. We have seen this Nama before, many places, so remember this. Then Kumudaha. Kumudaha, one who enjoys the earth. The word Ku means earth, and Bhagavan is the one who is in the form of earth. So he is Kumuda and seems to enjoy himself in the form of earth. So when we see the earth, there are beautiful colors in the form of precious stones, various types of red soil, black soil, mud sand, sand dunes, and in the form of rivers, mountains, trees, plants, shrubs, so on. Even the work of wind on the sand of the desert is the handiwork of Bhagavan, an expression of his joy. So very topography, the contours contributes to the beauty of the Mother Earth. So he is Kumuda. Because, and one more way to look at it is, he is Kumuda because he takes various avatars on the earth and seems to enjoy by his various leelas also. That's why he is called Kumuda. But primarily we call it as one who enjoys the earth, and the earth himself is Bhagavan only, and who is enjoying the earth in the form of various contours of the earth, and also he is enjoying the earth by taking the avatara and playing various roles. So now what is the key takeaway? The key takeaway, which Shankaracharya doesn't give it. He thinks we all have understood. But I want to remind, in every Nama, we should have some takeaway what we should do. That means earth is Bhagavan. Kumuda, earth is Bhagavan. That means you must respect Prithvi. What we are doing is Maha Akramam. We are plundering this earth, all the resources, whether it's in the ocean, whether it is beneath the earth surface of all the oil, or whether all the metals, precious metals and other things. We are plundering the earth as if there is no tomorrow. And also we are polluting the earth by putting all the pesticides for the crops. Latest, there was one small video clip which is circulating in the social media by our Sadhguruji. Yes, he has given a stark warning. This earth will stop yielding crops maybe in the next 50 to 60 years, because the earth is containing all the microbes. The earth is not a Jada Tattva. Earth is there, but in the earth, for you to put any paddy or any crop, anything which you want to plant, for the plant to grow, you require a lot of microbes, which is nutrients all given from the earth. But what happens is these are getting damaged and perished by the excessive use of fertilizers and other chemicals, pesticides and everything. And because of which all these microbes, it seems, will die in the matter of few decades, not few billion years, only a matter of few decades. That means in the next 50, 60, 70 years, it may vanish as per the calculation. That means what happens? After that, there will not be any arable lands. That means you cannot cultivate because land will not be able to produce crops. And that is a way we have damaged. And he says in that video that if you want to, you have got next to 15, 20 years, you try to undo the damages, then it can recover very quickly and probably we can sustain it. So we have got a window of next to 20, 30 years so that we are able to recover back the health of the earth so that we are again can plant the crops. Who is going to listen to all these things? Nobody is doing it, unfortunately. We have seen during the peak of Corona, when the whole world was almost stagnant, you can see the oceans, how all the ocean beings, all the fish, everything came back, and you saw how the everything is nourished, how the pollution ended, and how the vegetation brought up. Even in Delhi, like places, the pollution substantially came down. But again, now we are back to school, slowly back to normalcy. Again, we are brimming because for us, everything is economy, everything is money. The money is the one which is the biggest culprit. The so-called advent of this money, which is a human created, an imaginary wealth, which is a culprit of the modern, the plundering of the earth, along with the industrialization. And earlier we used to have only the barter trade. You trade something you have got with another commodity. The so-called these currencies, this money concept is very new, and we are plundering the mother earth with the so-called imaginary currency as if there's no tomorrow, and we are in serious peril, serious trouble. So the time left out is very, very less. One is global warming. The other one is the immediate twin. As I see this Lama and Kumudaha, this is all the more big danger of not getting our food. Then all of us will be going away. That's what it is. So Kumudaha. Then Kuvaleshaya. Kuvaleshaya, one who reclines on waters. Ku is the earth, and that which flows encompassing the earth is Kuvala, the water. So Bhagavan is a Kuvaleshaya because he is reclining in a relaxed manner on the water. Reclining means what? He abides in the waters and expresses as a joy in the form of ocean as the waves, froth, and undulating rivers, lakes, and the ripples, and so on. So, as the ocean, now he is roaring in laughter. Now he is noiselessly laughing. Now just smiling. Now quiet. But his fullness never wanes like the ocean. Ocean is always full, and its oceanness does not depend on any water reaching the ocean. Even if it rains, no, no, do not happen. Even if the rains do not happen, the rivers dry up. The ocean is not affected. It does not ever dry up, but its glory does not depend on anything else. On the other hand, everything, including rain, everything depends on ocean. Because ocean only is boiled by the sun Bhagavan, Surya Bhagavan, and becomes a cloud, Parjanya, and then from there it is pushed by the Vayu Bhagavan to the earth and comes as the rain so that we are able to, it comes in the fall in the mountains, it comes as the river. It is an eternal cyclic process. So the cloud depends on the ocean, but the ocean does not depend on the cloud. That is why in Gita, Bhagavan says very beautifully, which Noma, which Shloka? Chapter 2, Shloka 70. Apuryamanam achala pratishtam. Samudra mapaha pravishanti yadvat. Tatvat kamayam pravishanti, etc. So he is the ocean. So he is the one who reclines on the waters. Water. So whatever again, what is the takeaway? Do not again spoil the ocean. I will remind it. Even though you may get bored by listening, but you have got no choice. What is the usefulness? Because I'm living near the beach, looking at the ocean front every day. And when I go to the ocean, all these things come to my mind immediately. And the number of ships which are there, which is polluting, huge. The ocean pollution is one is we are plundering all the living species in the ocean. That is one plundering. And second thing is we are drilling the ocean for oil and other things. The third one is the ocean trade. The trade which has gone multifold in the last 300 years has led to what? Huge pollution in the ocean. Because I see all those the fuel gasoline, guzzling ships. You know that see the this thing. At least when you are when you are driving a car in the road, we say we initially had petrol, diesel, then we refined it, made it petrol, then petrol, then we have got grade, high grade petrol, which is high octane petrol. Then we went to do hybrid vehicle, semi petrol, semi electric. Now we have come to the full electric to reduce the pollution. You know the diesel engine, the engine which is there in the ships, they are huge engines, combustion engines, where the fuel is the worst fuel. It is a low grade fuel which has got the which has got the high sulfur content, and it pollutes a lot more. Even though we don't smell the fumes here, but actually it is polluting and releasing so much of carbon. It's the carbon emission from this is huge from the ships. So he is a Kuvalesheha. Bhagavan is the one who is there. So we are supposed to take care of it again. So take care of the earth, take care of the ocean. Everything is Bhagavan. How Bhishmacharya has given beautifully each nama for us to meditate upon everything. It's a beauty. Then next nama, Gohitaha. Gohitaha. So the one beneficial to cows and to the earth. So you can look at it in two ways, this nama. So go means cow or earth. The go Shabda has got both the meanings. Hitam means one who is beneficial or one who has got a consideration. So in order to protect the cows, Sri Krishna lifted the Govardhana hill, Govardhana Giri. So he is the Lord of the cows. So he loved and took care of all the cows. So being a Hita means what? The beneficial to the cows. He is the Go Hita. So that is one way you can put it. The second way you can interpret is Go means earth. So he is also Hita, beneficial to the earth. In his avatars, he takes care of the earth by destroying the asuras and all those who have asura-like qualities, asuri sampat. Bhagavan says in the 16th chapter of Gita, asuri sampat. So he will kill all of them. He will take away all of them. So what is the takeaway from this nama? So when Bhagavan is the means, the go means earth, he is the beneficial to earth. So whomsoever is plundering this earth, damaging this earth, and polluting this earth, all of them he will take away from this place, including me. Why? I'm using the air conditioner. Why should I need an air conditioner? Why should I need a car? We are all the slaves of the modern comforts. So what is going to happen? Because Bhagavan says, he is going to destroy all those people who are asuras. So we are all asuras in the way, polluting and plundering the earth and enjoying the earth. What will happen? First, all the human species will go away. Human beings will go away from this earth. Then all the animals and other beings will be extremely happy. They will have some more quiet life before the pralaya comes. So before the pralaya, how things will happen? We will go away first, then other beings will be there, then everything will go away, and finally everything will be consumed. That is the way it is going to happen. And we are seeing the trend of it already by our own Asuri Sampat. So what we can do is, at least if not eliminate complete this thing, because you cannot completely be away, because you have to live in this earth, try to minimize as much as possible. That means you don't need to buy gold ornaments. Assuming India is the one which is buying the maximum gold in the international market, the consumer of the highest gold. If India stops gold buying, Indian people stop gold jewelry, moha, the gold price will crash like anything. Gold will crash like. So gold has got a limited chemical use in the processing. But gold as an ornament, as this thing will lose its luster once, even just Indians alone. If every Indian is supposed to read Vishnu Sahasranamam and say, I am not going to buy gold, then what happens? Gold will crash. Then what happens? Every metal will go away. Then we will have a simple living. Similarly, Kanchi Paramacharya used to say, silk. You don't need a silk sari. See, we are having a lot of things which is not required. So silk sari is not at all required. We got a cotton sari which is recyclable. Whereas when you go to silk worm and see how it is being killed, you take the worm and put it in hot water and take away the silk and then you are wearing it. What a maha akrama we are doing it. So understand these things. See, every nama we study, we should realize we have to really urgently take actions to simplify our life. I'll stop here. I will continue the remaining namas in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mayi Mayishaha Gobrahmanebhyo Shubhamas Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. We'll again meet in the next class. Hari Om. Thank you.